What's up, sports bettors? Alex here, and I've already given out a lot of plays on PrizePicks, but we're going to be looking at a new PrizePicks competitor. It's called No House Advantage. I was able to find 5 amazing player prop bets for tonight, so we're going to go through them. So let's just go ahead. Let's dive in. My first pick is right here. Marcus Stroman under 5.5 strikeouts. Right, so the reason I'm on this is No House Advantage. It works very similar to PrizePicks. Is you're going to notice No House Advantage, they have Stroman's strikeout line at 5.5. Underdog and PrizePicks, the two other fantasy sites, so all these are these player prop fantasy sites where they're not changing your payout based on you selecting over or under. So you're going to notice we got two other data points, PrizePicks and Underdog, who have Stroman's line at 5. And then all the sports books have Stroman's line at 4.5 strikeouts, right? So we have tons of data points telling us where the line should be set. All these sports books, right? You consider every sports book in the market is a data point. And Stroman's line was 5.5 on NHA, No House Advantage, 5 on PrizePicks and Underdog, 4.5 on all the sports books. So No House Advantage, their line's too high. Right, they should be down at 5, just like PrizePicks and Underdog, but their line was at 5.5. They're too high. We want to take the under. So that's the first play I went with. And then also, I've explained this before, more about PrizePicks, but these platforms, they have fixed payouts. Doesn't matter if you take overs, right? Doesn't matter if you take all overs. You're always getting the same payout. Any 5 picks on No House Advantage is a 21x payout. Right? Doesn't matter if we switch this to, let's say, an NHL pick. You're going to notice still getting that 21x payout for any 5 picks I select. So long story short, to be profitable on No House Advantage, all you want to do is you want to find player props, just like Valdez under 6.5 strikeouts and Curry over 4.5 threes, where sportsbooks have one side heavily favored. Right? So NHA, they're not changing your payouts based on you selecting overs or unders. So I've broken down the math behind their 5-pick entries, and essentially for their 5-pick entries with insurance, all you got to do, right? All you got to do to be profitable on the NHA is win at least 53.227% of your picks, right? So long story short, if we just, get rid of all this, if you can select your over-unders like Barzell over-under half of a point, if you can select your over-unders correctly, just 53.227% of the time, you're going to be profitable. You're going to have a positive ROI, right? I'm literally just breaking down the payouts on No House Advantage. So all you got to do, right, reverse engineering this platform's payouts, all you got to do to be profitable is win at least 53.227% of your picks. And that's actually better than PrizePicks. So for PrizePicks flex plays, you need to win 54.25% of your plays to be profitable. Right? So for PrizePicks flex plays, you need your picks to be hitting over 54.25% of the time to be profitable. So if your player prop bets are winning 54%, like if you can hit your over-unders on PrizePicks 54% of the time correctly, your ROI is going to be negative playing 5 flex plays. Whereas on NHA, if you're able to hit, all you got to do is win 54% of your player prop bets, just like this. If you can hit 54% of your picks, your ROI over the course of the long run is going to be close to 6%. It's going to be positive. So NHA has slightly better payouts for these 5-pick insured entries. All you got to do is find player props winning over 53.227% of the time. So what we want to do is we want to look at the positive EV tool. Right? So what this tool shows us is literally just player props on NHA that are winning over 53.22% of the time. And the way it figures it out is it just looks at sportsbook odds. Right? So you're going to see all the sportsbooks have Curry's over as the heavily favored outcome, right? FanDuel has the over juiced to minus 138, so the over is the favored outcome according to FanDuel. According to Caesars, the over is also the favorite outcome, but they only have it at minus 133. Bet365, minus 135. DraftKings says, no, the over should be even more favored. They have the over juiced all the way to minus 145. Then BetOnline, a really sharp sportsbook, they're like, whoa, his over should be even more favored, minus 156, right? So you have all these data points, all these books set lines independently, all the sportsbooks have Curry's over favored. But long story short, you're never going to get a perfect answer as to what exactly is the probability Curry goes over or under. But what you're going to notice is all the sports books, right? Every single one. They all have Curry's over favored from around minus 140-ish to minus 150-ish. You can see Hot Streak, a new sportsbook on OddsJam. They have his over all the way at minus 185. Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world. They have his over all the way at minus 160. So both of these are great player props to include. Then finally, I switched over to the fantasy screen, and all this screen shows you, right? It's just showing you player props winning over 53.227% of the time, right? So Valdez, which we just saw that play on the positive EV tool. This play is super good. I mean, DraftKings has his under at minus 195. Right? Minus 195, minus 200, 2-1 favorite, 66.67% to win. Granted, the other sportsbooks don't have the under favored as much as DraftKings, but long story short, right? All the books have his under heavily favored. It's 57.95% to occur. If you could win all your player props 57.94% of the time on NHA, your ROI would be 40%. So long story short, I grabbed this play on Valdez as well as Sorkin under 30.5 saves right here, right? So I got 5 picks. We basically, I'm pretty sure, just went through them all. I have Valdez under 6.5, strikeouts, Sorkin under 30.5 saves, Stroman under 5.5 Ks, Sabonis under 19.5 points, and then Curry over 4.5 threes. So that's what I got for you guys. 5 picks on No House Advantage, all profitable because they're all winning over 53.227% of the time using the fantasy screen. This works for NHA, it works for PrizePicks, whatever. But long story short, hopefully this video was helpful. Let's make